Hello, you guys. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon to you guys. I am going to give it a few seconds for a few people to jump on. Let me switch to the comments. Hello, hello. How are you? Hello. So I am waiting for Jantisha to jump on. Hi, Janet. How are you? Okay. Yeah, I don't think she's going to make it now. Okay, that's fine. She has young children at home, so she has stuff going on. So you are stuck with just me today. Don't forget to please like and share the video. I would greatly appreciate it. Hi, Cody. Hi, Lori. Hi, Jonathan. How are you? How are you? How are you? Love from Sacramento. Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. So I'm going to give it a few seconds. I'll chit chat with you guys. And then we're going to play a video. Just giving it a few seconds for a few people to jump on. Hello, Denise. How are you? Yeah, I usually go live really late at night because of the schedule with people that I go on with. They have young children and they can't get on. They're on a different time zone. They can't get on until a certain time. So I try to work with them on that. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. So like I said, I'm just going to give it a few seconds and then we're going to kind of get into it. But there's a video that I saw and Newsmax posted it today. I was going to share it, but the information in that video was so important that I thought, you know what, why don't we just do a quick live? I have the time right now. It keeps my mind busy. You guys know that we are still grieving the loss of our dog. So I was packing up some of her things today and I got very emotional. Like I'm doing it little by little. So I'm like, this video was amazing. So I thought, you know what? Let's just do a video. Let's talk about this specific video because I feel people do not pay attention to them. Sometimes they just scroll, or sometimes you're posting so many videos throughout the day for people to read. And they kind of like engage more when there's a person, when I'm talking to you. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. So yeah, it keeps me busy. We get to talk about important things that we should know. We should stay informed because we the people matter. Please don't forget to hit the like and share button. If you are not following us on YouTube, please go to our YouTube channel and follow us there. I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, hello. So that being said, we're going to get into it. Give me 1 second. I am going to stop the video throughout just to kind of talk about some key points that he talks about in this video. So give me 1 second while I share my screen. And I have to toggle back and forth. It's harder when it's just one person, but we got this. We got this. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Give me a second. This is not what I wanted to share. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. All right, bear with me. Bear with me 1 second.
But nobody's seen the bill, and one of my staff members this morning sent me a clip saying that on page 305, there's
Can you guys hear it?
For bureaucrats, and so there's
Let me know if you guys could hear it.
weeks of family paid leave if your kid's not in school because the union won't teach your kids. You're allowed to take 30 weeks of paid vacation up to age 21. So here's the thing: you could have a 21-year-old college kid and you're a federal employee, you could take 30 weeks off of paid vacation. That's stuck in the bill. But the bottom line is even the main premise of the bill is wrong. It's $2 trillion we don't have, has to be borrowed, has to be printed. It'll devalue the existing currency. The dollar will get weaker, and ultimately our country will get weaker. We borrowed $4 trillion last year. We're going to borrow another $2 to $3 trillion this year. I don't think this is going to end in a good way. and it creates an artificial stimulus. Stock market's going crazy with all this new money, but there also is going to be a correction. The stock market eventually will discover, like they always do, the emperor has no clothes and this money was printed, and then there'll be a crashing bust as well.
Well, yeah, you bring up a good point. There's only $1,400 for people making under 75 grand in the bill. That's not going to do much when it comes to mortgage or rent payments. So again, the American people are forgotten. There are also calls, as we know, to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. That would put a lot of people, millions of people out of work. I know that Kentucky's a right to work state. I know you're working on a bill to make this more uniform. 28 states are right to work states. And I know, having worked in one, that big companies want to be in right to work states. So what would you like to see happen here?
Yeah, Kentucky recently became a right to work state in the last couple of years, and we've been attracting business for years. South Carolina was, Alabama was, they got big car manufacturers. South attracted Boeing out of Washington because, frankly, the union had gotten the wages so high that they weren't competitive worldwide. So if the whole country were to become right to work, we'd become a haven. It'd be places where businesses around the world would want to come. Right now, the states like Kentucky that are right to work are attracting businesses from non-right to work states, but I'd like to make the whole country right to work. The interesting thing about the bill is it doesn't add any new law. It just takes away parts of a 1930s law that said that if a union was there, they could fire people, and the union could demand that people be fired who didn't want to be in the union. All it does is take away that mandatory firing and let people decide voluntarily whether they want to be in a union. And I'm not against collective bargaining. I think there are times when you can get better wages and better prices, frankly. I'm for consumers coming together to bargain collectively to get cheaper insurance, health insurance. So I'm not against this idea of working together to get better wages or better prices, but I am against mandating it.
Senator, the Chinese right now are literally committing genocide right now to the Uyghur Muslims in these internment camps that we're just starting to hear more about. The Biden administration has made absolutely no effort 36 days in to hold the CCP accountable for the coronavirus. And now we are getting closer to the Beijing Olympics in 2022. Why hasn't Joe Biden boycotted these Olympics yet?
Well, I think the question.
Okay, I'm going to pause it there just for a second before we go into this is only a 10-minute video, and we're going to kind of break it down little by little. Hello, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to like and share this video, please. He is giving some amazing information, and I think people need to know this because we the people matter, okay? So basically, everything he just talked about the stimulus, the borrowing of money, how stocks will go crazy right now because of the borrowing of the money. But at some point, the stocks will crash because we are printing just paper. That's basically what we're doing. We're paying from Peter to pay Paul, and it is going to devalue the dollar. So pay attention if you guys are invested in stocks, etc. Tread lightly, because even though they are going crazy right now due to the money being printed, etc., it will, listen to what he's saying, and other people, other investors are saying it as well. They are giving you a heads up, so tread lightly. That's my only warning. I'm not a huge stock guru person, but I do know that I've been reading several articles by other people saying the exact same thing. Hi, Kenny from Kentucky. How are you? So again, don't forget to click like and share the video, please. I greatly appreciate it. We are going to get into the rest of this video. I want you to listen to this part of the video specifically. Listen to what he's about to say to you and what's happening behind the scenes. So pay attention. I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to click back to the video.
Are going to persist whether or not his son's financial ties are influencing him. Idea of working together to get better wages or better prices, but I am against mandating it.
Senator, the Chinese right now are literally committing genocide right now to the Uyghur Muslims in these internment camps that we're just starting to hear more about. The Biden administration has made absolutely no effort 36 days in to hold the CCP accountable for the coronavirus. And now we are getting closer to the Beijing Olympics in 2022. Why hasn't Joe Biden boycotted these Olympics yet?
Well, I think the questions are going to persist whether or not his son's financial ties are influencing him. It's hard to prove, but they are investigating. You know, there is an U.S. attorney in Delaware investigating the son. And to Biden's credit, he didn't fire that U.S. attorney yet. So will we get to the truth? Maybe. But the son has had a lot of business dealings, including flying with his father when his father was vice president. And Biden didn't seem to be concerned enough about the impropriety of having his son on Air Force Two going to China to negotiate business deals. And I think Hunter Biden's a big liability, and there will remain questions until we know the full extent of Hunter Biden's Chinese dealings and whether or not it could be indirectly or directly influencing his father.
Yeah, but on the coronavirus, and I know you've pushed for this, but 500,000 Americans have lost their lives. The number goes up every single day. Everybody's been affected by this. I know you have as well personally. At some point, is somebody going to hold China accountable and get to the bottom of how this happened, where this came from, just so we make sure it doesn't ever happen again?
I think the only way you do that is by withholding money. So I was with President Trump on withholding money to the WHO. The WHO has a guy who's very friendly to the Chinese communists. He's not even a physician or a scientist. And so he doesn't bring a lot to the table.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. Sorry, I had food in my mouth, but I'm going to stop it right there just to talk about what he said. So basically, I took a couple of notes. So he said, is this my notepad? No, there's not my notepad. Hold on one second. I left my notes on the table. Hold on. Got them. Hello, everyone. Hello. Don't forget to like and share. It helps me out. It helps with the algorithms to get my videos seen by more people. If you are sharing, please do not forget to hit public on your settings so that it can go beyond just your friends. Thank you. I appreciate it. So what he talked about was he talked about the Chinese community and the genocide that is happening against the weaker Muslims in these interim camps. The Biden administration has made no effort to hold the CCP accountable. Why is he not contesting the 2022 Olympics in Beijing? He also said that you have to question, are his sons, because they asked him, well, why is he not doing this? And they said, well, you have to question, are his sons' financial ties influencing him, meaning the president. He did say it is very hard to prove. He said, but they are investigating it. He also said, in Biden's somewhat, like in Biden's defense, the attorney general handling the investigation, he has not been fired by President Biden. So we'll see where it goes, basically. And he said he did not, Biden did not see any kind of impropriety when his son was flying with him, to Beijing, China for these financial dealings. So that's pretty important because, again, it is not really being talked about. I think it is very important. It should be on the forefront. We should be informed, and I don't see that anywhere on the news. We know what happened when it went down, and all the media kind of covered it. It was very rare that you got it from good sources unless you really knew how to investigate it. So I think that's really important. He's going to kind of get into a little bit about COVID, and I think you should pay attention, which is why I really wanted to share this video, because he touches on very different things that are all very important and should be at the forefront for we the people. So I'm going to mute myself, and we're
anyway. But no, I think there has been a cover up, and I think a full investigation is warranted, and it should be one that we oversee and are a big part of, and we should be satisfied with it before we get back into the WHO. Unfortunately, Biden's done the opposite. One of the first things he did by executive order was start paying our dues to the WHO. And like every other international organization, we pay the bulk of the dues. We're always Uncle Sam or Uncle Sap, according to the world.
Right, and you can't trust them. It's interesting to see Democrats, particularly some of the left-leaning media, the New York Times, starting to turn on Andrew Cuomo. He's in a whole lot of trouble in the state of New York. They're also starting to turn on Dr. Fauci, who, Senator, he has never turn down an interview opportunity or a chance to be on TV, especially on a Sunday. Is it time for Dr. Fauci to go away for a little while?
For a long while. I think he needs to retire. Here's the thing with Dr. Fauci. He pretends to follow the science, but he doesn't. He lies to the people because he thinks he knows better. So he's lied multiple times on masks and herd immunity. And then he admits he lies, but he says, well, he's doing it for the betterment of the people because we're not smart enough to understand.
Right.
So his lies on the mask were because the N95 mask actually does work if used properly, particularly in a hospital setting. The cloth masks don't work and the regular surgical masks don't work. So 95% of the people wearing masks, it's all theater and doesn't work at all. The N95s work. He won't tell you the truth because he says, if you knew the truth, you'd buy all the N95 masks and we'd have a shortage in the hospitals. And I think there are other ways to go about that besides lying to the people. On schools, I've been advocating for probably 9 months now to open the schools. There's never been evidence of surges in schools. And he resisted till he finally came around. I said in March of last year, at the very beginning of this, that I thought high-dose steroids might be the answer. He responded by saying, oh, no, we've studied that and they don't work. What's the #1 treatment in the intensive care unit now? High-dose steroids. So I think even when you look at the science, he's been largely wrong on most of the issues of the day. And he's also just an elitist in the sense that he knows what's best for you.
Exactly.
So he's telling you already we should wear masks into 2022, even after you've been vaccinated. And I'm the opposite. If you've had this disease and you've had both your vaccinations and you're a couple weeks out, celebrate, toss your mask aside, go to a restaurant, start living your life again.
Get out there and enjoy yourself. Just the misinformation has confused millions of Americans. It's gone on for a year now, which is long enough. He's not a political scientist. He's not an economist. He's almost single-handedly bankrupted the economy because back in the beginning, what this guy says, we all do. Like he's infallible. And now the wheels are finally starting to come off the wagon. I did want to ask you, two of your
Okay, so if you heard exactly what he was saying was he was talking about Dr. Fauci, talking about his constant lies, we all know that he has gone back and forth in regards to COVID. He's claimed to have followed the science, but not follow the science. He has lied repeatedly about the masks. And he says the reason he lied about the masks was because then there would be a shortage on the N95 masks in hospitals. So then if the masks do not work that we are all wearing, why the fuck are we wearing them? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, make it make sense for me. Make it make sense. So I think that people need to pay attention to what is actually happening and listen to what they're saying. Like, people have been saying it forever, not just Paul Rand, Donald Trump said it out of last year. And this is not about what's right or wrong. This is about the people, period. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're Libertarian. I don't care what you fall under, but we the people matter. Our children's futures matter. And we are having our children out of school for almost a whole year now. Our children are learning online. They are away from their friends. They're locked in their houses. We're social distancing. Small businesses went out of business because their savings were put into these business and they were forced closed by our government officials. And when stimulus came out, stimulus was not helping small businesses. Not every small business got loans. And then again, they were loans. You're taking a loan to sustain yourself while you force me to be closed. So now I'm adding debt on top of debt. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And if you heard, he said in this new bill that's getting passed, or that is going forward, there's money for bureaucrats. Pay attention, people. Pay attention. Little things that they slip in there, that matters. And he also said with these bills, they give them the bill the night before. They're hundreds and hundreds of pages long. There's no way that they can be be gone through in a matter of hours and then voted on. So my question is, why is anybody voting yes? Because if you are the representative put there to represent us, then you are responsible to read it in its entirety and make sure that it is good for we, the people that you represent. And if you do not have the time or leisure to do that, you should not be voting yes on it. period. We need to start holding them accountable. We need to start holding our representatives accountable. Hello, everyone. Hello. So I'm going to continue playing the rest of the video. I'm going to mute myself, but think about the things I just said to you.
Colleagues in the House, not in the Senate. They apparently have not read our Constitution, particularly that First Amendment, which, by the way, Dr. Fauci can say whatever he wants because we live in America and we all have the First Amendment to back us up. But they sent a letter to all the major cable outlets out there and all the major streaming services demanding that Newsmax and many others be canceled altogether. So I wanted to get your thoughts on cancel culture. Senator, if I see something on TV that I don't like, you know what I do? I change the channel. I don't ask for everyone that works at that channel to lose their jobs.
Well, the interesting thing about this is there used to be liberals that actually were liberal, meaning that they defended the First Amendment. And some conservatives like myself were sort of libertarian, and we kind of agreed, we came together right and left on speech, that we would protect speech and that we were, hardcore defenders of speech. Now the liberals are acting like authoritarians. They claim Trump was an authoritarian. They're talking about having speech police. And they're the police, basically. They get to decide they don't like Newsmax and they want Newsmax off the air. That is ridiculous. It's incredibly authoritarian. It's incredibly regressive. It's really something that's hard to imagine as even being given any credence of discussion. Yeah. But it's scary because it's infiltrated the mass majority of the Democrat Party.
It is.
So you never got something for nothing. Remember that. True. Hi, Nicole. How are you? Sparkle said, I'm paying attention and I'm listening. Thank you. Thank you, hon, because we need to start getting out the right information. Hi, John Tisha Boo. So yeah, so again, we have to definitely start paying attention to this. That's the only video I wanted to play, but I thought everything that he said in there was very important. He touched on the stimulus. He touched on the CCP. He touched on COVID. He touched on Dr. Fauci. He touched on all these things. And again, we need to start holding our representatives accountable. Please don't forget to like and share this video. I greatly appreciate it. We all appreciate you guys. So yeah, so basically I just kind of wanted to touch on that. I thought it was a very powerful video, although it was very short. There is one other thing I want to share with you guys. Give me 1 second.
So if you want a glimpse.
No, that's not what I want. All right, give me 1 second while I look for it really, really quick. Let me exit out of this. Come on, get out of there. All right, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, found it. All right, I'm going to go again and I'm going to share my screen with you. I don't need voice on this. I don't even think there's a video, but I want you guys to see this. And this is real. I looked it up and I was like, oh shit. I actually didn't hear this, but I've been a little bit off the grid. Well, I mean, I did a live yesterday with my peeps, but a buddy of mine shared this. So props to you, Tito. Let's see what you can see. Okay, you can see it. Okay, so pay close attention to what this says. So it says, Democrats ask Biden to surrender keys on nuclear launches. So Democrats asked Biden to surrender keys on nuclear launches. House Democrats have asked President Joe Biden to give other officials the authority to launch nuclear weapons, an action which he currently has sole authority to do. And now, mind you, every president before him. California Representatives Jimmy Panetta spearheaded the Monday letter, which was signed by nearly 36 House Democrats. Here's the article. If you'd like it, feel free. I will share it on my page when we are done with this, but it is an actual thing. And I thought, nah, it's true. It is that. And I'm thinking, what do you want the authority so other people can launch nuclear warheads? All right, let me go back. So now you saw how many people supported that, okay? How many Democrats, excuse me, Democrats supported that. This is my question. Aren't they the same people who pushed for him to be president? Aren't they the ones who supported him and backed him and thought he was the best thing since sliced bread? So you want him to run the best nation in the world, but you don't want him to do what every president before him has done and have control of our nuclear weapons, sole control. Make that make sense to me. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. It just does not make sense. John Tisha, are you still watching, Boo? If you are, can you share the Just Us page, please? The YouTube page, if you don't mind. I know you're busy with the children. So make that make sense. Like, let's talk about that. Like, why would you and all these other people support that effort so that other people can launch our nuclear weapons? Thank you, Han. I appreciate you. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. It really doesn't make sense. Thank you, Autumn. I appreciate you. And you guys, if you get the opportunity, please, even if it's the playback, please go to YouTube and don't forget to like the video. It really helps us to move forward. We need like a certain amount of watch time. So if you can do that, I would greatly appreciate you. I mean, if you only have Facebook, I understand and I get it. 25th Amendment is coming soon. Yeah, that's who exactly it was put in place for. I'm going to read some of the comments since it's quick, like we're done. That's all I really wanted to talk about. But it's, again, to make you aware that you matter. We the people matter. Our future generations matter. And people think that things are not put into place for a reason. Like, the media is going, if you heard a little part of what he said, the media is going after sorry, give me a second. I'm talking to John Tisha. So if you're I lost my thought. Chicken nugget brain. You guys already know I have chicken nugget brain. But it just doesn't make sense to me. And again, we the people matter. Our future generations matter. Oh, I know. I remember where I was. So if we do not think that all these things are put together, you are so wrong. You couldn't be further from the truth. Like, you should be informed. The media, well, lawmakers, I'm not sure their actual names. Let me see if I can pull that up really quick. Let's see if I can pull it up. Don't forget to like and share the video, you guys. Please, I appreciate it. Who are they? Give me a second. I'm looking it up really quick. They're trying to censor like Newsmax and Fox News. So that's something else they're doing, like playing their little games. Let me see who that is exactly, because I don't want to miss. Here we go. This is the article. Sorry. I'm going to share the screen. Vamos pa la calle. Me gusta un jangueo. I don't need audio. Let's go. Okay, so I don't want your ads. All right, so here we go. So Democrat letter targeting Fox, Newsmax, and misinformation sparks clash during a hearing.
In all my time on this committee, there's never been a more obvious, direct
there is a
attack
video
on the First Amendment.
So there, I
Despite
didn't
what has
realize
been
there was a
said,
video.
I want to be very clear. Condemning the January 6th attack and upholding truth.
Okay, I didn't realize there was a video, so I guess there is a little video. Get the hell out of there. So here, these are the representatives. Anna Eshoo, she's a Democrat from California, and Jerry McNerney is also a Democrat from California, sent a letter to cable and streaming companies on Monday questioning their decisions to host certain news networks. The letter linked content aired on certain channels to the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol. Misinformation on TV has led to our current polluted information environment that radicalizes individuals to commit seditious. I don't know this word. Okay. I don't know this word. Seditious acts and rejects public health best practices, among other issues in our public discourse, they wrote. Singling out Newsmax, One America News Networks, OAN, and Fox News for airing misinformation. The letter drew quick backlash from Republicans, including Ranking Committee member Representative Kathy Morris Rogers, a Republican from Washington, who cast it as an effort to pressure the companies to block the right-leaning outlets. I want to be very clear, condemning the January 6th attack and upholding, I guess that's her video, that one that's above. Upholding the truth and facts is a shared bipartisan goal, but that is not what this hearing is about. If the majority was interested in meaningful dialogue, you would not schedule a hyper-partisan hearing to shame and blame. You certainly would not send letters pressuring private companies to block conservative media outlets, she added. So if you guys don't think that this stuff is happening, all this little stuff that is not being talked about on the forefront, here you go. It is happening. Why are they trying to silence them? Make that make sense to me. Why are they trying to silence them? So we need to start paying attention. We need to start holding our representatives that we elect accountable. We need to literally start paying attention. Little words that they're using, little things that they kind of slip in the middle of the night. We should all be concerned. Like when I saw the thing about the nuclear stuff, I thought, what in the is going on? At Tanya, Suni has it posted on her page. What are you guys looking for? What are you looking for? Is the list of names signing that letter available? Okay. So yes, Tanya, it's all available. Like stuff is on there, you guys. I'm watching. You're almost done. Then I got to make sure these kids eat before school. Okay. So yeah, so just so that you guys know, like this stuff is happening. This is very real. This is your life. This is your future. This is your America. So we need to start paying attention. We need to start holding them accountable. We got to make sure that they're accountable. If you have to reach out to your local representatives, do it. Do it. Send them emails. Blow their shit up. Like, we need to start paying attention. We really do. We need to start paying attention if we want our children to grow up in a free America. That's just kind of where I'm at. I want my children to grow up in a free America. I want my children to be free thinkers. I want my children to know that they will not be silenced simply because they voice their opinion, whatever that may be. You know, we fight for women's rights. We fight for We fight for women's rights. We fight for equal opportunity employments. We fight for all these things. Hi, Elvis, how are you? We fight for all these things. And all these things are to push us forward so that we have a voice. But yet you want to silence when it doesn't convenience you. To me, look, I don't care what side of the fence you're on. Like I said before, I don't care if you're right. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're libertarian or if you're anything in between. I will never align myself with any party ever again. I will vote for a person based on policy, period. Period. I will not wave a flag for anyone. And I will hold my representatives accountable for the shit they do. Because my children matter. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I care first and foremost about people and what's best for all the people. I'm not a selfish voter. I don't vote basically what's best for in the best interest of myself. I've never done that and I never will. But my children matter. Their future matter. My granddaughter's future matters. And I want her to grow up in a free America. And I want her to know that she matters and that her voice matters. And that regardless of where she ends up and what side she falls on, if she even chooses to fall on a side, that she has the right to get information, to gather information, just like if you're going to trial. Both attorneys have the right to gather all the facts. Both sides, right? You got the good and the bad. They both gather facts. They have to disclose it to one another legally, and then they go to trial. So I want my kids to have that available to them, and they're not doing that. They have one-sided agendas, and I don't like it, period. You will not tell my kids how to think. I don't tell my kids how to think. I teach my kids standards and morals. That is my job as a parent. But I will not tell them how to think. That is something that they will grow into based on the foundation that I create for them. Not because teachers are telling them their personal woes or telling them that they have that this trying to teach them, to be empathetic. First of all, that's a parent's job. Like, I'm teaching my kids to be empathetic. I'm teaching my kids to have sympathy for people. But again, there's a very big difference. And Chris said it last night during our live. There's a big difference when you make excuses. Okay, there's a very big difference. I will teach my children to not make excuses for themselves. If you want something, fight for it, period. I don't care what you're up against. And my children have been successful. My children are doing well, and I hope that they continue to do well. I hope that they continue, regardless of the world that we're living in, that is very one-sided. And I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about just politics. I mean, there's so many different agendas in this world, and they all are in bed together, period. So I will teach my children to be free thinkers. And again, I'm not attacking all teachers. I know there's not, but when you are living in a state, I live in Illinois, and they just passed this, this new law where teachers have to teach, I forgot what it's called. I forgot what the fuck it's called, but so basically they're going to be teaching about social justice and all this other stuff. Look, if I ever catch one of my children at a protest, peaceful protest, being violent, breaking shit, destroying shit, they don't got to worry about the police locking them up. I promise you, they don't have to worry about the police locking them up. I will take care of it myself, period. We have said this repeatedly, again and again and again. Parents, it is time to rise up. If you want your children to live in a free America and you want your children to live and grow up to be free thinkers, to think for themselves, to give them the skills to gather all the facts before they make a choice just based on what's been printed in their heads since the time they were kids. Like, let's be great together. That's where I'm at. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. Let's be great together. That's where I'm at. Let's be great together. I'm not about the whole division thing. I want what's right is right. And if you are right, I don't care if you're on the right or you're on the left. And if what you're doing is not benefiting the people, I'm going to call you out, period. I'm going to call you out. It is what it is. Because at the end of the day, I have the American people's best interest at heart. I want my children, again, to grow up in a free America. And I want them to be free thinkers. Period. But yeah, so anyways, that's all I really wanted to touch base on today. Like I said, I thought that video was very, very good. It was very important. I also thought the letter that was sent regarding the 2 Democrats in California who want him to turn over, no, was it the 2 Democrats in anyways, the letter regarding him giving authority to other people for our nuclear weapons. Like, let's make it make sense. Let's make it make sense. It was 2 people who pushed it, and then there were several people that signed it. So let's make it make sense. Again, we have to start looking at things for what they are. Okay? Ilhan Omar was one who signed the letter asking Biden to give up the nuclear codes. My question, not to you, but to everyone is, okay, why can't I see it? All right. I can't see it, Tanya. I'll wait for it to come in. But yeah, do me a favor, please like and share this video. If you are not following us on YouTube, please go to YouTube and follow us on YouTube. We need the viewing hours, you know what I mean, so that we can build our YouTube. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And when I mean me, I mean myself, John Tisha, Chris, and Brittany. Everybody else is always welcome on our platform. Suni is usually always on with us whenever she has availability. She's a very, very busy person. Also, Casey, Corey, anybody who wants to come on with us, they're more than welcome. Jerome, which is why we named it Just Us. Like, we're not going to make it specific to anyone, but if you would please follow us on the YouTube page, subscribe to our channel, we would greatly appreciate you. If and when you share our videos, please make sure that they are public so that they can reach more than just your friends. They can reach other people who are not friends. The Ant Queen Shelly. Thank you, Sparkle. Anyways, I am going to let you go. That's all I have for this afternoon. It was just going to be a quick video. I really appreciate you guys. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, things you want me to talk about, things you want to know about, please hit me up. I answer all my messages almost daily. Sometimes it might take me 2-3 days, but for the most part, because the more and more messages I get, it takes me a little longer to filter them through. But excuse me, please hit me up. Where do the rest of all these representatives stand? If you don't trust the president with the codes, why not impeach? Well, my thing is, it's Democrats who did this. It's Democrats who are doing it and pushing it, but you supported him. He is your candidate for president. It just don't make sense to me. Like, is it just, I know it's not just me. Like, you want him to give the authority for the codes to other people. It makes me question your belief if you thought he was a president or not. I'm going to say it, and I don't care who agrees or disagrees with me. To be honest, we can respectfully agree to disagree. But I think that they went with Joe Biden because he was a sure candidate in, period. Not because they thought he was the best person for the job, period. 29 senators signed the memo. You have a good day. Thank you, Rose, Ilan Omar, and there were 29 other representatives. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't make sense. But anyways, I love you guys. And for those of you, one thing I want to leave with this video really quick is that I said today, and it kind of just came out, let's be great together. So that being said, I will leave you guys with this. I know that we don't agree with a lot of Democrat policies. I also don't agree with some Republican policies, to be honest, right? I will vote based on policy, not on political party. That being said, we do not have to treat each other like garbage. Okay? We don't have to do that. If you can't have an intellectual conversation or an adult conversation with someone, just walk away. Like, just walk away. I will, for me, like if people have like attacked me in the comments, they told me they were going to take my Hispanic card, all these kind of things, right? So there has been times I will admit that I've engaged back. Like I will go back. And especially if they're calling me, like I've been called a hoe, a bitch, cunts, all kind of words, just because you don't agree with my opinion. If you don't like the videos, just scroll past. It's fine. I mean, but if you want to learn something, you might want to stay and watch. So that being said, be kind to one another. We are all in this together. We are all Americans. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. We all bleed red, period. So that being said, let's be great together. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys very soon.